Hello Taurus, and welcome to your monthly forecast. My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. We're going to be taking a look at the month of September. You can watch it either during the month or before the month. It's even better if you watch before. So welcome everybody. It's good to see you. I always begin my readings with channeled messages. These came through today through dreams. And what I was picking up on was a need to both create a plan and for some of you possibly realign because you got off course a little bit. In dreams, it was one of those evenings where you were constantly busy, I kept waking up and I got this sensation of like going from corridor to corridor, room to room, hallway to hallway, and never quite finding where I wanted to be. And some of you may have been sent on an errand that wasn't really yours, or you might be trying to follow a path that your parents wanted for you, or maybe you just hoped that you would figure things out, as you kind of travel along the way. The dream left me with this clear vision, which was it would be better now to stop, take stock of what's been going on, and create a plan. I wrote as the final bullet, moving for the sake of moving isn't progress. It's just basically, it's kind of like the equivalent of a band where everyone's playing but no one's playing together. It's just noise, it's just movement. So let's create some intention behind that movement. The Two of Wands is a moment where you decide, what's my stake in this? What do I desire? What really brings me satisfaction? And also, how can I make an impact? What's my legacy? And just basically also, what's going on around me? Sometimes, you might find yourself going from relationship to relationship, job to job, situation to situation, hoping to find some design. But that only comes when you meditate, when you reflect, and when you create a plan. Once you get into the energy of the Two of Wands, you call in the High Priestess. I talked about this a little bit in Aries, but basically these two are cousin cards or sibling cards because they empower one another. So you can attract one by doing the other, and in this case, creating a plan tells the universe, I'm ready for a synchronicity, and then by opening yourself up, you're going to be able to observe and embrace that synchronicity when the time comes. So slow down, get your bearings, create a plan, get inspired, and figure out what really creates that passion in your heart. Then you can realign and find what your true north is. It's going to be different for each and every person. And once you've made that decision, you can do the course corrections now. It's easier now than doing it later. And that's the main messages that came through today from Spirit. I just want to say, welcome to everybody, whether it's your first time or you're a longtime viewer. It's my honor to have you present today, and I appreciate all the energy you bring as well. All right, let's zoom out just a little bit. Perfect. If you ever want to know which decks that I'm using, you can go to my website. I'll make sure also to post a link in the comments below and the description. This one is Tarot of the Abyss. It's one of my favorites because there's something wonderful about a black and white deck. It really helps you focus on the main energy of the cards. I love it when there's a synchronicity here. We have the Vision card, which was so closely connected to that Two of Wands. We'll talk more about that in just a second. All right, everybody, let's get started. We're going to begin with the Catalyst card first. And we have the Vision coming through, which is all about what we were talking about in the channeled messages, which is deciding what it is that you want, where it is you want to go, and also what it is that inspires you. And this is not something that you have to do to please someone else. As I said earlier, it's really something that you're connecting with on a soul level. So it's like the Judgment card when Archangel Gabriel is there and is basically saying, are you ready to rise up and answer the call? This is your chance to reconnect with that and say, yeah, I remember why I came onto this planet, and now I'm going to step forward and do this. So today, whenever you watch this, think about what the next chapter is for you, what the next step is for you. Write it down, journal it down, or really just sit and hold it into your sort of mental space for a moment. Breathe energy, breathe life into that. That can be part of your meditation practice. And then every day, take 5 minutes to do something to get you a little closer to that goal. And that's going to help you with that Two of Wands, or in this oracle card, the vision, to basically bring the vision into reality, okay? All right, let's take a moment just to observe what the general energy is for the cards today. One thing that is important, and it really is in alignment with what we just talked about, is clarity. The Seven of Cups is a dreaming card, and that's in the head space here, the crowning position. So we definitely want to help you get a little bit more focused this month. We have Judgment coming through here, a different version of it, but exactly what I was talking about with this. So I like that whenever there's a synchronicity. It does look like you're connecting to your power this month. The overarching energy is good. There's not a lot of presenting challenges other than too many questions, doubt, or a lack of focus. I think we can manage that. Let's take it card by card and begin with the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords comes through when we have questions, when we need clarity, and it's an invitation to be a little bit more curious, to do some research. I like this version instead of the traditional one. This is a break for me. The traditional one, we would see someone here that's feeling a lot more trapped, a lot more uncertain. And as we look at this updated illustration, that's not necessarily coming through. We see someone rising up, we see the blindfolds coming off, and we see this sort of at least openness to new possibilities. And it may be confounding to others, it may even be surprising to you, but this brings us into what I was talking about earlier. This is the awakening, this is Judgment. And if we compare it to the traditional version of Judgment, you'll see what I was talking about. Here is Gabriel basically sounding the horn and saying, you've got a second chance. Are you ready now? It could also be your higher self coming through saying, don't forget about our goal, our vision. And that plays nicely into the catalyst, which was to reconnect with the vision. Now, if we take a look at how this card differs from the traditional one, we see someone that's getting their bearings. I love that this could be an angel because there's an angel on that card. It could also be you as sort of an earth angel reconnecting with your divinity and saying, I have a lot more capacity or potential than others may imagine, or maybe I've given myself credit for before. Now I'm going to connect with Source, co-create something new. This is rising up. No matter how you look at it, it's a bouncing back card. So if you're on a rebound or if you've had a difficult period, the cards see that and they're representing that. And they're also encouraging you to try it differently this time. You don't have to do the same old, same old. Whenever something doesn't work out, you're invited to give it a shot and try something completely different this time around to change up your vision, okay? And this time, success is knocking at the door here. We have the Six of Wands in the deep past. Although the card came through reversed, it is still very positive. It's basically saying the karma of this is as such. Maybe you have been doing things up until this point or in the past as a way to just gain approval or satisfaction or make people around you happy. This time around, though, it is about accomplishing the goal, the dream, or the vision. And other people are either going to be along for the ride or you're going to attract a whole new sort of chosen family instead. And this will be the litmus test. If people can truly get behind you, even when they don't understand or even when it's not what they wanted, then it's unconditional love. So this is a chance for you to really step into the spotlight, be the star that you are, and do something new, exciting, and different this time around. Because one thing that I'm picking up for you, Taurus, is there's a lot of change energy. So the awakening, aka Judgment, this is about a fresh start. The Four of Swords, also a card of transformation. And then we see over here, it's all bringing you in the right direction. And that's that sort of chosen family that you might not have right now is coming through when you step into this new you, okay? Let's talk a little bit about the Four of Swords in reverse. The card is coming through to remind you that in this moment in time, the schedule is starting to pick up a little bit. You may be tempted to burn the candle at both ends, but it's important to get the rest and the relaxation, or else sometimes what happens is what we were talking about in dreams there, where you're just going from corridor to corridor or opportunity to opportunity, not really recognizing how you've changed and what you need to do next. Let's look at the traditional card here, which I pulled to the side. So we have the Four of Swords here in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. What you can see are the three swords, which represent sometimes pain or difficulty. They're being put to rest. And now we have this new sword underneath the person, which is going to be a brand new ace, which brings them an opportunity to move forward. Whereas here, it's basically you're never giving yourself a chance to see the ace, to see the opportunity. It's a different way to look at the Four of Swords. So slow down a little bit, make time for meditation, and make time for self-care. If you're feeling, well, for some of you, it might just be not getting enough sleep. But if you're feeling fatigued or if you're not getting enough rest, this is a wake-up call from the universe to, focus on those self-care routines and talk to a doctor if you're having difficulty in sleeping as well. Or if you just feel like the quality isn't what you wanted. Now, the interesting thing, and we can see it really nicely when we look at the Rider-Waite-Smith cards, this is about coming back after a period of grieving, and this is the necessary grief, or the necessary sort of integration. So some of you are putting off the integration work, and it's a time to really focus more and lean into that so you can bounce back. So that integration work could be talking to a therapist. I mean, it could comprise therapy, talking to a friend, again, just reflection or writing in your journal, however you need to decompress after a really significant moment in your life. Again, it could be good news. So for some of you, getting married, starting a family, moving up, moving on. But you have to also kind of grieve what was the previous chapter. And once you can do that, then great things want to basically come in this month. Opportunity, empowerment, friendship. But the one potential block as we're looking at this is a lack of clarity. So we have a really cool Seven of Cups here. And I don't even need to go back to the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith because she has her head in the clouds, and that's really what the Seven of Cups is. There's such great things that can come from daydreaming, from being able to basically just allow yourself to wonder about the possibilities. You can also get to the point where it feels incapacitating, right? Because you worry about every possible, pitfall or challenge or naysayer. And that can be something that's not worth putting a lot of energy into. So allow yourself to dream. That was part of getting the vision. But then once you've got it, and once you know what you want to do, there comes a point where you just have to take that leap of faith. Okay, so that's part of this. The other thing is be specific. When manifesting, the universe can come through clearer and quicker if you are clearer in your vision. If you simply say, like I remember when I don't do private readings, but back in the day when I used to read for clients, there were people that would come in and want a partner, and they just said, I told the universe, send me someone. And I'm like, that's so not specific. You could get anybody with any set of challenges. Be very specific in the kind of person or the kind of opportunity that you want to see so that the universe can set it up easier and you're not going to have to do as much sort of like sifting out of the things that are matching or not matching your true desire. Okay? So get specific, make a decision, and once you've landed on that decision, share it, speak it, because Gabriel can also represent you, and this can be an announcement. So this can be a really positive announcement, but only make the announcement when you believe it, when you see it, and when you understand it. Otherwise, other people can come in with the Seven of Cups energy, which is questioning, like, what is this about again? Okay. All of this is aligning you in the near future for friendship, for partnership, for love, for opportunities. And we see a wish being fulfilled here. The Four of Wands here is represented by a cake, which could represent an anniversary or a celebration. And I like that quite a bit. That's a beautiful card and a beautiful message. One thing to remember with the Four of Wands, every single deck has a different take on it. But in many decks, you only see the Four Wands and it's an empty stage. And that is saying that sometimes you have to create the foundations in your life. Sometimes you have to set the table before people show up for it. So if you're in the stage where that celebration hasn't happened, that doesn't mean that it won't. It just means someday soon it's on the horizon. And that's what you're going to put out. I'm ready to accomplish this dream even sooner than I anticipated. The celebration might be right around the bend, okay? So I want to celebrate this card because it is just so beautiful. This does mean that in this period of time, relationships are taking a little bit more of a center stage. And you may even be rushed into a decision. This is something that I would say take a moment here and sort out, is the chemistry there? Do you feel connected to something? Whether it's a job or a love interest, someone could say, I need to know, are you in or are you out? Is this serious or is it not? Do you want to take the job or do you not? So again, it could be partnership or it could be employment, but there's something where there's a little bit of lack of clarity from you. And it could be because there's this pressure, like you're worried, will I meet up to your expectations? Can this work? This is where you just go into your heart and soul and think, do I want this? Does it feel right? What am I overthinking this for? Let's do this. If you, on the other hand, can't get over an intuition that this isn't right, definitely listen to that, okay? You shouldn't second guess your gut instinct. That's what's going to lead you in the right direction this month. And we have a Magician card in reverse, which represents you. This is saying, don't give away your power, don't second guess your intuition, and don't force something that isn't there. And when it comes to relationships or contracts, that's all you need to know. You either feel it, and I love how this Magician has all the swirling energy right around the heart chakra. You either feel it or you don't. And in love, it's true. Sometimes you can't create a spark if it's not there. Not sometimes. You can't create a spark if it's not there. So lean into the authenticity of that. You either feel it or you don't. And what's important here is how clearly and kindly you can communicate that so you can make room for the person that does feel it. And for you, if you feel it, it's got to be something that is reciprocated on both sides, okay? So this helps you in every level of life. Friendship, love, and career. If it's there, if it's mutual, celebrate it. It doesn't happen that often, and that's what this card is saying. But if it isn't there, don't force it. Trust that the universe has your back, and trust that something that either meets or surpasses your expectations is en route, okay? And we have a really cool card here in the environment. Those of you that might be looking at either career development or trying to find a job or trying to just grow your finances or personal development, this is all here. So we have the key in this particular page of Pentacles. I connect the key to the Hierophant, which is wisdom. So you're starting to recognize your own strengths and skills and wisdom. We have in the background the next stage of this, which would be the Knight of Pentacles. All you have to do is plant a seed and open a door. And much of what I was seeing in dreams last night was about trying to figure out which door to open. Everything we've been talking about today is about trusting your heart. The Magician will help you find the right door for you. It should just feel right. And we have the Wise One, which is basically the Hierophant above this. I love how this one is not basically your typical Pope figure, which would have the two keys interlocked at the bottom and the two disciples. Instead, we have a wise ancestor here coming through and saying, really trust, this is your life. Again, what I've been saying earlier, it's your path. You don't actually have to sort of adhere to someone who says it's my way or the highway. They're actually asking you to look into the flame, to the fire, to the passion, and decide what it is that you see. And the wisdom comes in your own sort of inner knowledge. Let's contrast that with the traditional card. I'll pull it up while we're chatting here. But highlights of the traditional card include basically that there is one gatekeeper, that there are a couple of keys, and you're waiting for that gatekeeper to tell you when. You don't have to do that because you're one step ahead of this. You actually might, on some levels, know more than the old guard, so you already have the key. And you're just kind of asking yourself, this isn't going to be what's expected, but is it what Is it what I need? If it is, then that's good. I see for many of you, it could be a change in career. It could be, a decision to use your skills in a way that is unexpected. There could be someone opening up a door of opportunity for you, because what we could see here is something coming out of left field, a knight of pentacles coming in to offer you, the page, something. And this is a big deal. This is a good thing, because we have now you stepping into the wise one role. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles, partnership, possibly a contract. We see the hand shaking here. This is such a cool 10 of Pentacles because it has all of the elements of the traditional one. We see the tree of life here. We see the steps that you've taken to get there. We see friends, family, community, and we see this new connection happening here. Plus this sort of stairwell that's leading to a path that's yet to be discovered. So I really feel like this month is setting you up for success, for partnership, for something more than you've had in the past. Hello, Apollo. Welcome. We got our little familiar and visitor and helper in the background. That's my dog, Apollo. 10 of Pentacles can represent marriage for some of you as well. And what's nice about this is we have the card that I'd really like to associate with marriage here, the Four of Wands. This is usually a card of fidelity and friendship. This card is chemistry. It is reversed. So it's saying never second guess the spark that might be there, and never force a spark that doesn't exist. Okay? So it's either there or it isn't. If it is, you've got all the seeds for success, and there's some really cool things en route for you. All right, let's go ahead now and expand the forecast to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. We're going to begin with the energy of health, which comprises mind, body, and spirit. And it's really nice to get a card that confirms that it's okay to feel what you need to feel, literally. If somebody around you tries to make you feel bad for your true self, whatever it is, what you want to do in career, who you want to love, how you want to dress, how you speak, etc., etc., that is an indication of someone that not only is kind of antithetical to your happiness and success, but they have conditions on what being lovable means. So if someone is trying to take away your shimmer, your glimmer, your charm, don't let them. Shine even brighter, and let that light be something that shines onto them, their own insecurity, because that's what it is. There's someone that's projecting their own fear or anxiety on you when they can't let you be yourself. So for whomever out there needs to hear it, it's not only okay to feel what you need to feel, it's okay to be who you need to be, and again, dress and talk and do whatever it is that you need to do. I'm here for that, and I'm so excited that many of you are starting to get the confidence and the sort of poise to do that. Now, once you step into that, some really great things happen, as I said earlier. Let's focus first on the feeling piece of this. As I said earlier, this represents intuition, just like the High Priestess. And when you feel something, I really want you to trust that when it comes to your body and to your health. This extends not just to your physical body, but also your surroundings. So for some of you, it's sort of a question of, do you feel at home? Do you feel safe? Do you feel comfortable where you're at? And if not, there might be something better that's en route. Let's now just look at each of the cards as aspects of your mind, body, and spirit. And again, standard disclaimer applies here. I'm looking at energy, so if anything is going on in your body, obviously work with a professional there. Okay, so some of you had a close call, a brush with a health issue or something of that nature, and it was a wake-up call, awakening, literally. So this time around, you're going to choose to do something better maybe than your family did or better than you did before. So it could be a change in your exercise, diet, or mental health routine. And whatever you're deciding to do, this card is coming through saying it's really happy that you're on that path of awakening. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to have all the answers. It's okay to have questions, doubts, or fears. You can reach out to the wise one over here for advice, a mentor or a teacher or an expert. Sleep and fatigue and just general rest overall seems to be one area of concern or lack for some of you, so take care of that. Overachieving, overexerting oneself in the pursuit of success, this card is basically coming through and saying, just pull back a little bit, take care of you. Difficulty in concentration, maybe a difficulty in being interested in whatever it is you're doing. Confusion or disinterest or boredom, they're all signs that it's time to slow down, take a deep breath, again, focus on health, and then also say, is this what I want to be doing? Or is my mind stopping me so that I can look at something from a different perspective? If it is confusion or anything of that nature, also again, work with a doctor if you need to. Otherwise, most of the cards are pretty good. I like what I see. I see a helping hand coming in here. Multiple areas of help. So there could be good news incoming. Again, we can see an aid or a mentor here and also some support here. So if you need help, reach out. I'm seeing a lot of incoming resources, including really core friendship here as well. One last thing, again, is just focus overall. It could be difficult to concentrate. So definitely raise that concern if that's something that continues to be an issue for some of you. Oh, hello. It might be time for some new glasses for some of you. The vision card is about that. All right, moving on to energies of wealth, which it's not just money, folks. It is your resource management. Resources include time and energy as well as what's in your bank account. All right, for the Oracle card here, it's saying, oh gosh, such a beautiful card here. Stargazers, set your sights higher. I love this. I love this for wealth. I love this for career because for many of you, you don't need permission, but the cards are coming through to encourage you to be the star. And the star card in tarot is one of the best that you can pull because it is completely aligned with source energy. So the stargazer is saying, look up at all of the constellation of opportunities that are in front of you. Don't be limited by society's expectations. Don't be limited by your fear of failure or your wish for success. Don't be concerned about what happens, if you don't accomplish everything you set out to accomplish, because the stargazer is saying the journey is what it's all about. And the fact that you're even putting yourself out there, it's for many of you a chance to just show the world in general, hey, this is me, take it or leave it. This is how I'm going to shine. This is what I need to be happy and okay. And so be it. It's in the cards. All right, let's take a look at how this might shake out for some of you. All right, I'm going to start with those of you that are employed. If you're employed right now, there may be another offer on the horizon. We see one coming through here, one coming through here. If you've been putting a resume out there, even if you're happily employed, just to sort of see what's going on, you might be able to use that to get a counter offer where you're at. Some of you may be waiting your turn because this is a gatekeeping card, and sometimes people look at age or seniority. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. It does look like you're well appreciated and well loved, but I do see another opportunity on the horizon. See if you can't work it out where you're at for those of you that want to grow, because there's a lot of great energy here, okay? So there are opportunities to navigate and there's a lot of channels to do so, and it's a really fertile time to plant the seeds of suggestion when it comes to what you want next at work, okay? I quite like all that I see here. I just want to zoom out just a smidge here. For those of you that are perhaps looking for a new job and unemployed, then what it's coming through is basically networking, and that your next big opportunity comes from a friend. We see a helping hand here. We see networking. So if you don't have the network right now, it's time to go out and go to some events and talk to some people, and definitely say yes to party invitations. You never know where you might meet that next person. I like that we have the Magician card here. It is magnetic. You also want to be putting your thoughts in a positive place, because thoughts branch out and create new opportunities, including the negative thoughts. Let's focus on the positive thoughts, and let's see you as this sort of locksmith, if you will, the person that's able to create their own path. For those of you that might be retired, it's interesting here. I get this sense of being maybe a little bit antsy. There's a desire for more, and it's really surrounding friendships and partnerships. It doesn't have to be work related. I do see an opportunity for some of you to do that, but this can just be larger networks of people. So we have people, we have a teacher or mentorship card, we have more people, we have another person here. So I think that some of you are just seeking activities and connections. There is a way to monetize that if you want, but most of you, it's just a chance to interact. And that's what I'm picking up on here. Don't underestimate your power or potential, and really be clear, because this card will help alleviate the head in the clouds here, okay? And that's the last thing here when it comes to, if someone asks you a question and you're not sure, you can always say this: what an excellent question that you just asked. Could I have 5 minutes? Could I have a day? Let me prepare, because I'd really like to give you an informed answer. You don't always have the time, but if it's something where you want to come back on, you could always put it in the calendar and say, can we talk tomorrow, or can I talk to you Friday? I definitely want to regroup and re-examine this, but give me some time, okay? That's everything for wealth. Let's take a look at love, and again, this can be any level of relationship as I first look at it, and then we'll drill into specifics. So the main message for love came through in the reverse state. If we look at it upright and a little bit closer up here, we see that it's all about awakening. It says, heart awakening, awaken to the acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. As I said earlier, if it's there, and you should feel the reciprocity. If it's not, then things are out of balance, and you can't alone be like the source of love, inspiration, and support all the time for someone else. So ebb and flow, give and take. This is what we really want to focus on when we're taking a look at relationships. Now let's take a look at this on 3 different levels. I'm going to focus first on those in relationships, but I'll look at the other relationship statuses after that. All right, for all of you that are in a relationship, what I'm seeing right here is a need to just validate a little bit more. Oftentimes the 8 of Swords comes through when the other party is just feeling like, do you see or appreciate what I'm doing? And vice versa. You might be wondering, is it worth it? Are we still on the same page? You can't sweep things under the rug this month because of the Awakening card. So a necessary change is at hand, but as long as communication is there, we have friendship and love, we have the ability to learn from each other, and we have partnership here. But the main thing is something needs to be discussed, and there needs to be a little bit of a slowing down. So rather than having a schedule where you're always on the run, always on the go, or when the other person's always talking or whatever, both of you need to kind of like slow down, be on the same page, and just take a look at what's going on and really embrace whatever this new path or journey is. If the friendship, the love, and the communication is there, anything is possible, okay? If you're looking for love this month, yes, it's a really emphatic yes, you can find it, because we have 4 of Wands in the near future and 10 of Pentacles in the outcome. That's long-term, folks. And the kind of person that you're pulling in is a very grounded person. We have the Page of Pentacles, very compatible with you, in fact. The only thing that's lacking is clarity. So you may end up getting a few opportunities, a few different types of people, because you're not clear on the exact sort of type of person that you're trying to pull in. The other thing is there's a little bit of personal work to be done. If there's a big change or directional shift that you need to make, do that first. If you're exhausted or there's too much on your schedule, maybe work needs to be balanced out, and that's why Lady Nada came through with that heart awakening. What is it you really want? If you want more time and energy in relationships, you've got to balance that out. But yes, you can pull in someone. It's an old soul. The Wise One connected to a page, that's an old soul. And the Awakening, aka the Judgment card, this is past life, this is wisdom, and this is packaged in a younger person. So there may be someone that belies, their wisdom belies their age. And I see someone here that's ready for something bigger and better. So yeah, you can pull someone in this month if you're ready. The only question here is, do you have the time, do you have the energy, have you done the self-care first? All right. If you are happily single this month, nonetheless, this is a great time for networking. First of all, there could be a new job opportunity for those of you that just want to focus on that. For some of you, there could also just be a great friendship or partnership that's on the horizon. And the bigger question from the universe is, what is it that you want to do? Because there is a lot going on. So I think no matter what relationship status you're in right now, we have a slowing down and a clarification energy here. Because this is too much too fast. This is too much on the plate. This is wake up, literally wake up from this dream and pay attention to what it is, what all of this opportunity is here that's knocking, so you don't miss something. All right, let's move into the energy around destiny. And this is one of my favorite totems. We have the hummingbird. The hummingbird is reversed, but one of the cool things about this particular bird is it can kind of jet around in any direction. So the way I'm going to interpret this for you is that it's okay to make a course correction. If you feel like you're going counterproductive or counterintuitively, because that's what this can indicate, then just realign, like we talked about earlier, to what feels right to you. This card moves quickly, so things are going to start to manifest quickly when you trust in your power, your direction, your vision, and then just sort of surrender to the call, because that is one common message this month as well, with the Judgment card, which is now hidden. But we can see it here in the Awakening. It's awakening to the call. And it takes a little bit of time sometimes. One thing that's cool as I'm looking closer at this illustration is it almost looks like this particular angel has taken off it's like they shed their skin so that they could spread their wings. So for many of you, there may be this desire or understanding that an old sort of piece of you needs to kind of be shed so that you can spread your wings and fly, and things will take off in a faster trajectory. Hummingbirds are also pollinators, so this should be a fruitful period. And even hummingbirds need to sleep at night. They go into a sleep called torpor, where they kind of sit and perch and everything slows down. So even a hummingbird, even bees, they need to rest. So please, please, please take the necessary time to take care of yourself. That's a common theme this month as well. All right. I'm now going to go a little deeper into sun, rising, and moon messages for those that might be cross-watching so that you can get a little more clarity on what's going on. Sun, beautiful, we got the star. Rising, and the moon. All right, we'll begin with sun sign messages first. This is what it's all about, folks. This is why you tuned in today. It is so that you can align to your soul's calling, so that you can basically really unapologetically be that sort of bright star that I know you are. The star card comes through when you finally feel this sense of inner confidence, again, answering the call. For many of you, this can indicate increased visibility, increased accountability. It could be a really big door or window of opportunity that's opening up. And it aligns with this card, which said, set your sights higher. Don't second guess a great opportunity when it comes knocking. You may not be what they expected or you expected at the time, but it's exactly this opportunity is aligning to your soul's path. So this is a good time for love, career, and personal development. The star is basically where it's at. It does require a sense of comfort and being comfortable in your skin. And that's why in the Awakening, you had to kind of shed your skin and say, this is who I am, take it or leave it. This is something that comes with age and wisdom, because you've been around the block enough times to know that when something good comes knocking, whether it's love, work, or an opportunity, you have to embrace it, okay? So this is a month of rebounding, if I've ever seen it for you. The journey here, coming from Awakening to the star, is such a nice one. And for many of you, this could be an unexpected chapter because you were feeling very much in the dark. The star also is saying, shine brightly, even when others can't or won't. The hermit and the star both have sources of light that is their own. So same thing with the sun. Whenever these cards come through, sometimes you have to lead by example. All right? Profound messages, beautiful card. And that's everything I have to say for sun. So moving on to rising messages. This is a chance to learn from the past. So we have one of the most beautiful Three of Swords I've seen. We have like this book of days or book of knowledge. And instead of a heart with all the swords through it, with this sense of pain, he's learning from experiences. He's saying, all right, that wasn't what I had hoped or expected. I'm not going to repeat it again. I'm going to lean into the knowledge and the understanding of why I had to go through that. The Three of Swords in the reverse state is auspicious because it's saying the healing is upon me. I mentioned before, to fully heal from the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords has to happen. And that's a chance to rest and integrate and reflect and plan. Then you can be the knowledgeable person that we see in this card, okay? So letting go of pain, embracing opportunity, learning from the past, and saying, I'm ready for something better now. And that's one of the things that you can put into your mantras and your prayers, is an appreciation for the difficult path, and then saying something to this effect: thank you for the lesson, thank you for the teacher. I no longer need these things in my life. I'm ready for love, abundance, and opportunity in the highest forms. I'm ready for a happier chapter. And that's what he's doing, is opening up a happier chapter. Okay? A very empowered Three of Swords. Moon sign, we have the King of Cups. He is ready. He is ready to, we just talked about ready to receive. He is a channel. He is a conduit. He is going with the flow of energy, sensitive, artistic, and very fluid in his actions and in his ability to be flexible with whatever the universe throws his way. Just a beautiful card. And with this particular deck, all of the Cups court cards are on a ship, so he's the captain of the ship as well. When it comes to bosses and partners and friends, King of Cups, I'll take it any day, because this is leadership, this is paternal energy, this is love and soft and sort of, it's all the things you'd want in a partner or in a person. It's very approachable. So this is you personified. This could also be the person that you're pulling in. And I like that as well, just as much as what I was seeing for the sun. All three of these are lovely, because sun sign, you're just ready to step into the next big thing. Rising, you've learned your lesson and you're ready to start a new chapter, and it's an exciting chapter. And moon, it's like your ship has landed on the horizon. You're ready for that Three of Wands moment to come in, and you're manifesting in real time. So this is a good month for you folks. Let's go on to your final question here. The way that this works is, you can see all the cards in front of you. We spent a decent amount of time talking about each of them, but each of you are going through your own experience. So I'd like you to focus for a moment on one question that has yet to be answered. I'm going to turn the camera down and shuffle the cards, and we're going to see what this will be. Three of Swords, the other interpretation of it. So let's pull another card on it. Five of Wands. Got it. All right, so this deck has three of Swords twice. This was the heightened version of it, and this is the one where you have a lesson to learn. So for this one, we still see a reflective energy. So part of what's going on right now, it's saying a lot of times you guys want a yes or no. It's not always that distinct, but in this case, I can give you more of that. It's a not yet. It's saying pause for a moment. There's something to be learned by the present situation. And there's also, one of the big things is that tomorrow can be completely different, that the best is yet to come, that the past does not define the future at all. It informs the present. It empowers you to do better, like we saw with this other Three of Swords, but it does not define everything. It's just one moment. And one of the things when I clarified this card with the Five of Wands, and I usually don't clarify, but since we got two Three of Swords, I wanted to. One thing that you can do right now that will make things better is push through a little bit. The Five of Wands is doing the necessary work. So for some of you, it's pushing through some of your own internal struggles that you haven't dealt with yet. So again, maybe working with a therapist or a mentor or someone that you really trust. For some of you, this is also saying there's no more time for competition. There's no more time for anything in your life that is kind of dragging you down. So this is always a call to collaborate, to cooperate, to inspire, to step into leadership. So if it's your job that's making you unhappy, or if anything in your life just feels like unnecessary work, now is the time to say, why am I doing this? And really to pick a new path if it's not what you want. So as a yes, no, it's saying some healing is required, some clarity is required first. Get clear on what you want and then proceed. Take the necessary pause, which is very much in alignment with what we talked about. And as a healing card, it's reminding you that that other interpretation of the Three of Swords is a part of this as well, which is you're going to be ready to create a new chapter really soon. Take care of yourself, heal yourself, focus on that first and foremost, and remember all of the beautiful energy that did come through as we looked at sun, rising, and moon, and look at what's here in the near future and outcome. There's a little bit of work It doesn't surprise me that that came through, because this is saying do the work. This is saying allow for the healing, slow down, wake up, see what you need to see, and then all of the other cards will come through, folks. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here for you this month. I appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this, one thing that you can do that will be so appreciated from my perspective is just hitting a thumbs up, subscribing if you're brand new, and leave me a comment below. Let me know what your awakening moment is. Maybe we can pick an image here. Well, there's all these wings. Maybe you can put an angel, because that's really what this card is all about. So let me know what your wake-up call is, what your vision is for this month, and I always enjoy reading that in the comments below. I read every single comment. If you'd like some reminders of when I go live and what's going on, you can always join me on social media. All major platforms, it's at Nicholas Ashbaugh. Any exceptions you can find on my website. And by the way, if you wanted to know what my schedule is, I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Friday, unless otherwise announced. And I do live streams every Sunday. So join me if you've never been on one of my lives. And then I do daily card readings to help you navigate in between. Thank you so much for everybody that gave back today in the form of super stickers, super chats, super thanks, or in memberships. All of these things allow me to do what you see me doing right now. So from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. One quick reminder, I don't give private readings. There's a lot of imposters out there, so I always like to keep people informed and let them know that that's not a service that I offer. So please block and report anybody that does do that. And that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, your presence, and your enthusiasm. It's why I show up each and every month. From my heart to yours, I wish you all the best, and I'll see you soon.